pilfering things from the trailer again. Hey guys, welcome to Wild Hope Homestead. What have we got going on at the moment? I picked up a few things. Easter eggs, yeah, the Easter eggs are finished. I've been picking up a few bits and pieces that we'll need for moving. I guess an update on the moving thing. We are heading towards moving, that's what we're planning for. In the last kind of year, it's been picking up speed more and more. Just feeling like that's what we need to work towards. We have an idea of the general kind of area, but not anything specific. We don't have a property lined up yet. I know God's got something planned for us already. He knows what he's doing, even though we have no idea. And it feels like we're kind of hurtling towards this unknown deadline, and faster and faster, but we're just doing what we can. We're not just sitting around waiting for something to come up. We need to be ready to jump when something does come up, and so we're just working away with what we can, getting stuff tidied, decluttered, and getting things that we need to help us with moving. This is a cage that I've picked up. It's actually a guinea pig cage, but it's actually pretty perfect for what I need for moving chickens. I'm planning to get another one. I got this one off Trade Me. It's actually never been used, but less than half the price of what you'd pay for a new one in the store. I actually really like the design. At the moment I generally use in the garage, I've got one of the black metal crates and also a plastic kind of cat cage or cat carrier. I often use this one for putting chickens in overnight that I'm going to butcher the next morning for the smaller chickens, or for just like one larger chicken. This one down the bottom is better for holding bigger older chickens. This one I also use for chickens who might be sick or needing treatment for something, or just separating for some reason or other. I'm planning to replace a few of my different kinds of cages that I use for the chickens at the moment. What I really like about it is that it has a tray, a plastic tray, which is great for containing wood shavings and poop. The wire metal cages that I have at the moment, which are like dog crates, they've been handy, but the one I have sitting in the garage, I've actually got it sitting in a plastic storage, a low plastic storage crate that I cut out the front off so that I could open the door, and it's not really ideal. They have a little plastic tray in the bottom, but it's only like this high, so stuff just gets kicked out. I'll have to put extra carabiners or something to make the doors a little bit more safe, but there's a small door here on the side, and then there's a big door at the top here, a huge door actually, which means you can reach the chickens from anywhere in there. So the main thing I got this for is to be able to move the chickens on the trailer in this. I can obviously put something further around it like shade cloth to help reduce wind and things. So for our big sized chickens, I could fit at least 6 in here. I mean, they don't have to have a huge amount of space just for travelling. I mean, you could fit more than that if you really wanted to pack them in, but I figure if I have 2 of these, that'll be enough for 12. I'm planning to take 12 girls, but also the rooster, Trevor, who I wasn't really planning to take. I actually really like him, so he might be coming with us. He's a good boy. He reminds me of Basil. He's very chill and I can pet him. He just kind of stands there, stands around, all chill. And yeah, he's just a bit like Basil, but less right under my feet like Basil was, so I don't trip over him. And he doesn't crow too early in the morning. He's not a bother at all in that regard, so he's actually really nice too. So that would make 13. So if we had 6 in one and 7 in the other, that would probably be okay. Because it's technically a rabbit or guinea pig cage. It comes with this hay feeder which you can hook onto the side like that. And I thought that could actually be handy for if I want to put grass or greens in there, and that can just kind of hold it in there and they can pick it through there, which is actually really cool for chicks, which is the other reason I got it for, to replace our big cage that we've got in the garage at the moment that we use for raising chicks once they're too big for their plastic brooder tubs. It's done well for housing chicks in there and sick chickens, and broody mothers have raised chicks in there and all sorts, but there's not much height on the sides to stop things falling out, so I've had to put things up against it, which only partially works for keeping wood shavings and the poop contained in there. We definitely don't need this much height. And this is definitely not collapsible either. This will be a lot more easy to access them. Like the big cage, we have to reach right in there through the one door at the front, and it's hard to reach them at the back, and to reach back to get the heat plate and adjust that. I have to basically half crawl through the door, which is not ideal. So this will be heaps easier to be able to reach chicks anywhere in here and adjust the heat plate when I need to, and easier to clean all around. And the whole thing folds down, so this there are these 2 plastic clips, one on each end. They're quite hard to manoeuvre, but it'll hold it on there. I have to do it with 2 hands. Unclip that, and then this whole metal thing folds down flat for storage, which is also good, so that will take up less space than the big cage that we've got at the moment, so that's pretty cool. And the other thing I've got, which is in this box, is poultry netting, which can be electric. I haven't got a fence energizer yet, but I have my eye on one when it goes on special. I also got a few spare poles to go with the kit, just in case anything gets broken. It's good to have a few spares on hand. And while everything was 20% off, we've got one set of electric netting at the moment, but it's only 25 metres, and I'm not entirely sure that it hasn't got a hole in it, so I'm not sure if it can still be electrified, since it's been around in the garden a bit and it may have caught the weed whacker. I don't know, I need to check it over, but anyway, we can still use it for helping to keep them in. But this one is 50 metres, so it'll be a good size for making a pen for them. So getting the things for transporting them and for when we get to our new property, because I don't know yet whether it will have any kind of, the chances are it's probably not going to have any kind of pen or coop set up, so I'm planning for as if there's nothing, and we need to take the chickens there and get them all set up without having to worry about trying to quickly build something or put something together. So the other thing I've been working on is the coop situation. So we're not planning to take the coops with us. We've got the big main coop, Featherburn Lodge. We purchased that one from someone in Bay of Plenty who makes them, and we got it as like a flat pack, so it came as like the walls and the roof. We basically had to put everything together, and a floor. I think we got that ourselves, put it on there ourselves. And so technically, if we really wanted to, we could dismantle that and take it in pieces, but it's not really worth it for the size of it. And I also just want to have a really nice setup here for whoever moves in here, so they can have chickens and everything straight away. That's a part of the appeal, and Just the goodness of how the property works. And then there's the small coop in the corner, the Henley hut. We could take that, if we could take the legs off, but it's still a bit bulky to take. But we've had that one for, must be at least 6, but maybe 7 years. It's made by someone local. It's lasted for quite a while, but it is deteriorating. The plywood is coming apart in places, and so it's not really worth taking that. So also, something I'm really looking forward to with getting a bigger property is being able to have the chickens in a mobile coop. So they're in with the netting anyway, so that we can move them around on fresh grass easily, and they can also fertilise the ground and to help grass and things grow better, help the soil, improve the soil, just makes the system work all together better and also easier to clean. So what I've been working on is a mobile coop solution, which may seem slightly insane, but we'll see how it goes. Here's an update on my lettuce seedling situation with the different seed raising mix. They look pretty similar when they were like about a week old after transplanting into this cell tray, but there's a pretty obvious difference now between one half and the other, which if you've been around here for a while you can probably guess. This side is potted in the Dalton's organic seed mix, the first 3 rows, and these ones are potted in the Yates organic seed raising mix. So while there wasn't too much difference to start with, these ones have pretty soon running short on nutrients. You can see the seed leaves have kind of gone white. They're dying off, whereas the ones in the Daltons are still green. That's interesting. But yes, that's very telling of nutrient deficiency. And they're so much smaller, and they're spindly, not nice and broad like this. These ones are just doing so much better. And so that's just another example of a different kind of vegetable. When you can have something this size, they're just that much healthier and further along. There's not much comparison really. One lot is thriving and one are just surviving. We've been making good progress on tidying and cleaning out the garage. Let's just say it's been a while of me waiting for help to get the garage sorted out. Steve and Angus did a great job helping tidy up their mess. And then I went in and did a bit more and got the workshop vacuum on, and that helps clean up spider webs and things. Angus is pilfering things from the trailer again. I think what's really helped Steve is to just pull the trailer over near the garage and start throwing rubbish in there. So hey, if that works, then that's good. There's not even that much in there yet, but we have got a few other bits and pieces sitting around. Angus is meanwhile pulling things out of the trailer again to put in his hut in the garden. So there's a bit of gotta keep an eye on what's going on out there.
Anyway, why was there an old phone in the garage?
I don't know, bunny. I've now got the job of juggling things around in the garage while I shift them to make a better layout, and which is fun because that's the part I've been waiting for. So I've got that to do. I've also got to do house cleaning. I need to snap some green beans to get them frozen, and I actually need to do harvesting too, peppers and beans. The tomatoes are dwindling, but there are still some out there. We've got a big pile of dried beans we need to shell. I need to unload chicken food from the car, and carrying on with the work in the front plot. It's nice to have a clear garage floor at the moment. Things are a lot better. At least we've got most of the floor cleared up, which is good, and just got bits and pieces sitting around until I can figure out where everything's going to go in its final place. So this big old cupboard over here, it's not ideal, it's just an old, would have been one of the original cupboards in the house. The big cupboard's going to fit over there, and then we've got a pegboard to put up for a tool wall beside it, so I can't really get that done until I get the cupboard over there, so we can see how everything's going to fit in. I'm now trying to figure out what to do with the tool wall, which is going to be over there beside this cupboard. I've got the pegboards to hang tools on, but I also want some shelving. So it's not a lot of space there really, but I'm trying to figure out. We've got 2 of these shelves that Steve picked up. I was thinking we could put those sideways. Those could be handy for like screws and nails. There's also this shelf which I had on the wall where the wall cabinet was now, and that had screws and nails on it. Are you helping? Hey? Good job. I kind of want to put some shelves up along the top for, you know, some of the bigger tools. It's just hard trying to figure out what I want to do. I really just need to do something.